Welcome to another long overdue Shelley rant. It's been a while. Today we're going to be talking about Kim Kardashian and her latest scandal with her Dexa scam. I'm going to be calling bullshit on it. Can you stop licking me, please? Are you ready? Let's get into it. So recently, Kim Kardashian was on TV showing the results of her Dexa scam. Now, the numbers are a little bit worrying, but what's more worrying is what's not being said. I'm going to preface this by saying there is absolutely no judgment to anyone who has cosmetic procedures or surgery done. At the end of the day, it's her body and she can choose to do whatever the hell she wants with it. From someone who's had cosmetic surgery myself, it would be a little hypocritical to judge someone else for it. And that's not what this video is about. So like I said, this is nothing to do with whether she has or hasn't had procedures done to her body. I think we can all take a guess on that one. What I want to talk about in this video is the wider issues that surround celebrity culture and the flat out lies that are told surrounding cosmetic procedures and medical procedures, and how that's really perpetuating these unrealistic ideals and what effect that has on our mental well-being, and particularly how this is affecting our body image, our self-worth, and what we actually perceive now as being fit or healthy, especially for our younger generations. So Dexa scans have gotten a lot of hype recently. It's basically a visual imaging tool that allows you to look at things like bone density, muscle mass, and body fat. And really it's used in the medical field to test for things like osteoporosis. However, some people use it for different reasons, mainly bodybuilders who want to know what their body fat to muscle mass ratio is in the lead up to a show where you might see fitness competitors get down to 12 or 14% body fat for females and even less for males. So before you run off to go and get a Dexa scan, although they are a useful tool, it really isn't something the average person needs to worry about unless their doctor has told them that they should get a scan. Just you wait, you'll start seeing fitness influencers promoting Dexa scan companies with their promo codes. And that's all thanks to Kimmy K. I'm not joking, I'm calling it now. So just for context, according to the American Council on Exercise, we can see here that the acceptable body fat percentage for a female is between 25 to 31% body fat. And taking into account your age, if you're between 20 and 39 years old, roughly between 21 and 32% body fat is the norm. I'm talking like that's what's healthy for the average person, you know, to make sure that you have a healthy menstrual cycle and cognitive function and a good metabolism. Now, Kim Kardashian's body scan showed 18.8%, which is technically below the normal range, and it's considered athlete level, which is what she was boasting on her Instagram post over here. When you start getting too low on this scale, and I'm talking when you get to like the low teens, that's really quite low. Simply going off the numbers and trying to aspire to be that number because you saw Kim Kardashian at that number, it's really quite dangerous and misleading. You know, I'm pretty sure Kimmy K is not an athlete. And that's my first gripe, that this category of athlete is actually really misleading, because there are plenty of people who sit naturally in this category of lower body fat percentage than the normal, right? So between 14 and 20, who just have that type of body type. As you can see from my previous photos before I started weight training, this is what I naturally looked like. I was tiny. Ectomorphs like me have naturally lower body fat levels than the norm, so they lose weight very easily and they find it difficult to build and maintain muscle. And you know, then there's other body types who hold on to body fat and find it harder to lose weight, but they build muscle easily. They might even sit in the higher range of body fat according to a Dexa scan, but they could be athletes. So think of people like rugby players or football players who are very stocky and have a big build, but they're athletic and fit. So this whole scale can be quite misleading. Context really matters, and different body types is really important. So please don't compare yourself to someone's DEXA scan or body fat percentage. We're all different. We're all built differently. We all have different bone structure, different body compositions, different cultural backgrounds. So Kim going on national TV and kind of boasting that she's in this athletic level really isn't doing anyone any favors, as if people watching her aren't already dealing with issues of body image and finding it difficult to lose weight and maybe struggling with self-worth. All it really means is that she has lower than normal body fat levels. So stay with me, I'm going to circle back to Kim in a second, but first I want to talk more about these DEXA scans so you guys have a really good idea about what they are and what they mean. So here you can see my DEXA scan from 2015. This was when I'd already been training for 3-ish years and I decided that I wanted to try bikini bodybuilding. If you don't know, the white is obviously the bone, the red shows muscle mass, and any of the yellow or orange shows body fat. So my initial thing was being an ectomorph. I started off my journey at 35 kilos, okay? I was tiny, and so my initial aim was to just gain healthy weight because I was so small. That meant gaining muscle and fat, and so I increased my calories and I started weight training. Then when I gained the healthy weight, I then wanted to work on my body composition, so I wanted to gain more muscle and lose body fat so that I had lean muscle tissue. My first reading was 23% body fat, so completely in normal range for my age, height and statistics, and over the course of 6 months I lost 6% body fat and got down to 17%, which is essentially in the athlete category, just like Kim. Unfortunately, I don't have my DEXA scans from right before my competition because I've moved states, I used a different company, and I can't find them. But I roughly got down to between 14 and 15% body fat. That is super, super low, and I actually don't recommend that anyone get down to that level unnaturally. I was very lucky that it didn't mess up my metabolism, but I've heard horror stories from other people, lost their periods, lost their hair, really messed up their hormones, and after shows blew out, adding 20 kilos to their frame and just having a miserable time and not being able to get their health back. So it really is a dangerous thing to just lose that much weight. And so I really want to urge you that if you're in this normal range, please don't think that this is fat or overweight or wrong in any way. It's completely normal, and it really depends on your own body type and constitution. Don't beat yourself up. Getting down to those low levels is not natural and not sustainable or healthy long term. This is the wider problem with the health and fitness industry, because you have all these fitness influencers who may also be bikini or fitness bodybuilding competitors, and all they're doing is regurgitating their extreme plans onto you. And you're not an athlete. If you're watching this video, you're probably just an average woman who just wants to look and feel her best, wants to know how to lift weights properly, and how to eat a healthy, balanced diet. That's it. What I had to do to get down to that level of leanness was tough. No cheating, no days off, counting every single calorie, tracking every macro, weighing all your food. Most competitors and fitness influencers who get down to this athletic level of body fat are on 1,200 calories a day. They're starving themselves. And this is on top of hours of training. This is no joke, and it's not normal and it's not necessary for the average person. If you're trying to push your body with extreme measures beyond where it comfortably wants to sit, ask yourself, is it worth it? In my books, it's really not. So imagine if you aren't an ectomorph body type. Maybe you're curvy, maybe you hold more body fat. As women, we're meant to hold body fat. If you are naturally like that, then that's fine, that's your body type. But for most people, it's not. And so we're chasing this crazy, unattainable ideal. And what it's doing is warping our perception of what is healthy and what is normal. And this only promotes orthorexia and eating disorders, or just general disordered thinking around food and exercise and body image. This is why I'm doing this video, because I want to warn you of the dangers and to stop comparing yourself or trying to emulate these people, these celebrities or these influencers, because although it might look very glamorous and amazing on the outside, what's happening on the inside, damaging health issues, both mental and physical. I call bullshit here. I cannot believe for a second that Kim Kardashian has put herself through anything like what I did in order to get down to the level of leanness that I had when I competed. There's just no way. And if you've seen her workouts, come on, please, are you serious? Any personal trainer worth their salt would tell you that this is the most useless, ineffective, poor form and technique they've ever seen in their life. You would not get results if you trained like this. It's embarrassing. Take a look at what Dr. Case has said about Kim Kardashian's Dexa. Understand that this is someone who has every resource imaginable at her fingertips. Medications you never knew existed, procedures, lasers, top doctors, you name it, she's got it. So for this reason, I feel like it's so important not to compare yourself to these celebrities or influencers who have probably decent genetics, but also endless resources available to them. As a weight loss specialist and surgeon, I take care of patients who have spent most of their lives feeling helpless, feeling hopeless, feeling defeated, feeling inadequate because of their struggles with their weight. And unfortunately, I don't think posts like this really encourage those people to do better or eat better or work harder. I think it just makes people feel more inadequate. The substances that exist that allow people to build muscle at crazy rates, recover super fast, and lose fat completely to unnatural levels is astounding, and it is rife amongst normal people, amateurs doing bodybuilding shows. So just think what's available to someone like Kim Kardashian. Something seems very fishy to me here. But let's get real. Kim Kardashian is not an ectomorph body. Let's look at her teen photo before she probably had any procedures done. You can see she's a beautiful, curvy girl. She's got a full bust, she's got an hourglass figure. In fact, what's quite interesting is that Kim Kardashian and I are also the same height. She is petite, and this is something that I think people don't get their head around. She isn't big at all. We just think that because she's obviously got a ridiculously huge ass. And she's only about 5-ish pounds lighter than me. So people freaking out that she is 114 pounds, that doesn't actually really concern me all that much. I mean, I'm probably 5 pounds heavier than her because I have more muscle mass than she does, because I actually weight train effectively. And yes, I'm throwing shade at her PT. And I haven't done a recent Dexa scan, so I have no idea what my body fat percentage is, but I would guess it's probably around the same. And that is, for me, normal now. That is my maintenance. I don't count calories. I'm not trying to gain or lose anything. I'm just comfortably sitting here. But here's the kicker. And this is what people are not talking about. It's not necessarily how much body fat she has. Yes, she's at athlete level, whatever. It's more so where that body fat distribution is. Curious. And elephant in the room, clearly we also have something else in common, but that's for another video. Where we tend to hold our body fat is largely genetic. For the average woman, this tends to be lower belly, butt, thighs, legs, and also, curiously, the back of the arms. That is just what's normal for most women. What you tend to see for females with more of a curvy, hourglass type body type like Kim Kardashian has, and I'm going off her teen photo, they have a decent amount of body fat and it tends to be all over, so it's distributed evenly. But that's not what we see with her Dexa scan. What we're actually seeing here is quite an unnatural distribution of body fat, and most of the fat is sitting on the sides of her hips. But judging by her pre-procedure teen body, and also the fact that she's in her 40s, she's given birth, had babies, and this is typically around the age where your sex hormones tend to naturally start declining, your metabolism starts to slow down, and so maintaining a healthy figure is not as easy as it once was when you were in your 20s. Yet she is the leanest we've ever seen her, and apparently in the athletic level of body fat. Again, double fishy here. This just does not add up. What's also curious to me about this DEXA scan, and although we can't really see the statistics or the numbers, is she looks like she has very low muscle mass. And it's interesting that she spoke about her bone density and her body fat percentage, but she didn't mention her muscle mass, because I suspect it was probably quite low and not something she would have wanted to profess on TV. You can see, like I said earlier, muscle mass is depicted in red on the DEXA scan, and you can see here, especially in her upper body, very little muscle mass and next to no body fat. Her legs look very low in muscle mass also, and considering she says that she actually weight trains, this just, again, doesn't add up to me. To me, one of the markers of health and longevity is a decent amount of muscle mass, especially for females as we age. I advocate lifting weights over excessive cardio, and especially if you're a female over 40, this should be your top priority. Getting adequate protein into your diet too is super important, and not just any old protein. I'm going to be controversial here and say bioavailable forms of protein. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that means animal-based protein. Now, I've heard that Kim Kardashian is apparently now vegan. I would just be concerned with her quite obvious low muscle mass levels that she might need to look into eating some more protein. Anyway, back to the DEXA scans. Body fat is in yellow, and what you'll normally see on DEXA scans is that people will hold a little bit of deposits here around the muffin top. It's very common, and that will kind of evenly distribute from the torso area, the lower torso area, all the way down the thighs and continue down the leg. So what's weird to me on Kim's DEXA scan is that she literally just has this like bizarre hip pad shaped deposit of fat. It's quite large on the outer part of her hip, and then there's literally quite nothing on the legs. Like, there's no even distribution. It seems to be all just accumulated here. Very, very fishy to me. But I'll leave you to speculate. You have to be completely naive and living under a rock to think that this woman hasn't had cosmetic surgery. I mean, come on. Really? Really, really? But regardless, that's not the point of this video. I do not care what anyone does with their own body. It's your body, it's your choice. But what I do have a problem with is how these celebrities and influencers lie about it. That's what I'm not okay with. I find it immoral, deceitful, and harmful to the people who look up to them. Just think about the huge influence she has on women, and especially young girls. Because, you know, if she was just open and honest about it, if she was just like, I've had this amount of procedures, I've taken this amount of weight loss drugs, had all of these procedures, and I've probably spent thousands, if not millions of dollars on my body to look this way. If she actually came out and said that and was transparent and open, I would have so much more respect for her. But the fact that she chooses to deny and lie about it is so sickening to me, because instead what she does is make you think she's just genetically gifted, and I just work harder in the gym than you, and I just have a better diet than you. Come on now, that is bullshit. Because her tiny waist and her fat ass has nothing to do with a healthy diet and lifestyle. It's simply that she's uber rich and uber famous, and she has all of the resources available to her. Instead, what she does is promote her skinny teas and her stupid supplements and her stupid useless waist trainers, and it's all a lie. And then these girls end up hating themselves because they can't attain what they've aspired to. And let's not even talk about the fact that she then photoshops her already augmented body and that of her children. I mean, this is a level of sick that I cannot fathom. It's no wonder that body image issues and serious mental health issues like body dysmorphia are on the rise, and we're seeing it in younger and younger girls. I know a lot of you have woken up to this already, but there are so many who haven't. There are so many who are still in this trap and hating on themselves and idolizing these fake celebrities. One of my followers over on Instagram said this, and it just really hit home. Fake is now normal and natural is now ugly. This constant bombardment of fake perfection from these celebrities is not only messing with our mental health, but it's also desensitizing us to these crazy, unrealistic beauty ideals. Like, what we actually think is fit and healthy or beautiful is so extreme now. It's almost like we are caricatures of ourselves, but it's seen as normal because everyone is doing it. The celebrities are doing it, it's filtered through our TV, our magazines, our social media, and everyone's emulating it. And it's just this huge echo chamber of absolute insanity. No one really questions it. No one's going, hang on a minute, why are we doing this to ourselves? How are we feeling about ourselves? What's going on internally for us to feel the need to do this to our bodies? What happened to celebrating our natural God-given bodies, right? Even I have fallen prey to cosmetic and beauty ideals that have been imposed on us by corporations and celebrities who are just puppets. It's all one big trap. I exited it when I saw the insanity of it. And I woke up to myself and I realized that all of the validation I was looking for on the outside first has to come from in here. That's it. Period. You have to be okay with yourself in here. You have to like yourself in here, because comparing yourself to others and trying to emulate other people, it means nothing. Get out into nature. Get the sun on your skin, eat well, nourish yourself, move your body how it enjoys to be moved. Just live a healthy life and then be contented with the body that you have, because we are so much more than just these physical shells that we spend so much time hating and nitpicking at. And you know what? Hollywood and the entertainment industry is messed up. We idolize these people like they are gods. And it is creepy as Why do we put them on a pedestal? Why do we give them the power? Why are we trying to emulate them? Put yourself on a pedestal. This is your life. But idolizing these people is a sickness, because all it does is keep you spending your money and makes them richer. It takes away your power and gives them the control. And the only people benefiting from your suffering is the people at the top. It's time to wake up. You are enough. Your body naturally as it is, when it's healthy, when you feel good, when you take care of yourself, that is enough. That is enough. Self-love and self-acceptance is a long and difficult journey. It's confronting, but it takes a level of wanting to put yourself first. You have to shine a light on all of those shadow areas of yourself that you don't like, that you think are unacceptable, too fat or too hairy or too skinny or too dimply or whatever it is. You have to shine a light on those things and keep telling yourself that it is normal and it is beautiful, because it is you and you are enough. Until you really grasp this, you are forever going to be stuck in this matrix that is designed to keep you powerless and feeling about yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look your best, but health first. Always. Okay, that's my rant over. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. If you'd like me to talk about my own journey of self-love and what cosmetic procedures I've had done and how I felt at the time and how I feel now about it, let me know in the comments below. Again, please be kind, people. This isn't about judgment. This isn't about personally attacking one person and judging them. This is about looking at the bigger picture. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you very soon in another video. Bye.